All right, today I'm going to tell you what to do with these kind of fish. It's not a terribly big one, but in Minnesota now you can keep 10 because they want you to eat them. I'm going to show you the way I've developed to clean these fish. And first one I'm going to do at speed, the second one I'm going to show you. First we take out the fins here, cut forward, do what you're never supposed to do, cut towards yourself, and we get rid of that. Goes into the gut bucket. Then the fish goes pointing to the left with the base down, or the spine down towards you. You cut in, you work along the backbone right here, cutting forward with your knife at an angle here. And down, don't cut it off because that's what you're going to hold on to. You flip your knife over, cut back the other direction, and then you just feel with the tip of your knife down around the rib cage. And once you're over, you cut through one little row of Y bones to get him off the rib cage, and then you cut through the bottom of the fillet, flip it over, and you are going to just run your knife to fillet the skin off. And there is your fillet. Other side, now we flip it over, point it to the left, and we cut down till we hit the spine. We're going to flip it over now, pointed to the right with the back towards you, and again pointing the knife forward. We're going to cut our way in here, up and over the spine or the backbone. Yeah, that's the same thing. Up, don't cut it off, flip your knife over, cut forward, and again feel down over the rib cage with the tip of your knife. Now, this part of the filleting isn't so different. There's probably a lot of people. The second part that is going to be more important is how you get rid of the Y bones. So then you're going to fillet this off. So that is filleting at basically my top speed, but it's hard to watch. So next fish, that goes into the gut bucket. We're going to flip over. All right, now slow. You got to get this out. You don't have to, but it makes it a lot easier. So you just punch through, okay? And then I cut up, and then I kind of tip the fish and cut forward. There's a muscle, a bony muscle group that I want to get rid of. So that goes. All right, fish goes. Make sure you do it the same every time. Fish to the left and the back towards you. All right, I'm going to cut down here. And I can't cut too far here because unless I'm really pushing, I'm going to hit the backbone. Now, my knife goes forward. If you try to cut like this, you won't get it. You flip your knife over and you just feel with the tip of your knife the edge of the skeletal muscles that go up, the dorsal bones. Okay? You just cut forward. Now, when I get to the edge of this fin, I know it's time to poke down towards that fin. Now, I've got my knife straight through and I'm pushing down to ride on the spine. Now I flip the knife over, okay? You can slow this down, do it by parts. Now I'm going to cut forward until I feel the rib cage. Right now I feel the rib cage. So now the tail of my fish is free. And then this is, you just work it down. It's sort of like sketching with the tip of your knife. You're just feeling around the rib cage. There's, right up here, there's a little bone you got to cut through so that if you feel, you'll end up cutting out, but you got to cut that one little bone. Okay, down over the rib cage. Now it's pretty easy. I cut forward, and we have our fillet. All right, this is something that's standard, but you got to have a nice sharp knife, but not cut down. You just cut at an angle, and you lift it off the skin. Okay, one more time. But now I'm filleting the second half of the fish. So again, head pointed to the left. I'm going to cut down, and I'm going to feel that bone, and then I'm going to cut the rest of the way. All right? So now I point it. And again, I can't do it like this. I have to do it at this angle, otherwise you can't cut the skin. So I'm going to stick my knife in. I'm going to feel the bones here. Once I get to the fin here, I'm going to poke up and over. And it comes out. Now I've got the whole knife across. It's much easier. I'm just cutting a little bit down against the spine and back. Now cut forward till I hit the rib cage. All right, and now just sketching with the tip of the knife, I am going to go down and around the rib cage. Down and around, down and around. And the rib cage actually sort of folds out of the way, except up here. You got to cut through that one little bit of bone, and I actually cut through a little bit too much of it. So I'll take care of that later. And because you want fillets that have no bones, all right? Now I'm going to fillet this off. And then my son has been washing the earlier fillets, so I'm going to show you how to do a 3-part. But before I do, I want to show you one of the coolest things about the northern. You're going to stick your knife in here. You're going to cut forward. You're going to open up. You're going to do open heart surgery. This fish has been out of the water for an hour at least. And there's the heart. It's kind of spooky. Can you give me the fillets?
Okay.
It will keep beating. They'll be out laying on the table beating for half an hour. All right, I'm going to get some of the slime off of here. And now I've got fresh fillets that are washed. Here's the most important step for the northern. You can fillet just like this for walleye or crappie or anything, but this on the northern is what makes the northern such an easy fish to catch and a good fish to eat. Here's my fillet. I lay it out. The tail has no bones. So there is that piece. This right here, if you feel along it, you can maybe zoom in a little bit. There's just a tiny row of bones here. And I'm going to cut down on that row of bones. And I'm going to just fillet this piece of meat off the Y bone. Okay, that's the second piece. Now, right here is the lateral line. You'll see the fish has this lateral line right here. You just drag your knife lightly over that. You cut it in about 1/8 of an inch. Now, if you just chopped it straight down, the northern are plentiful. Even if you threw that much away, these northern need to be out of the lakes. And so it's not a huge waste. But if you get good, that's what I started doing. But now, once I cut in that 1/8 of an inch, I can fillet under the Y bone. And I just kind of drag it off there. And what we have here is 3 parts, totally bone-free. Fry them up, and tell you what, there are a few fish as good as a nice, fresh northern caught out of cold water. Thank you for watching our video. Hope that you have good luck fishing.